Welcome back, folks. I'm MTG Joe, and today we are going to be playing basically all the broken strategies in one. So this deck list, or some idea or concept of this deck list, has been going around. I think it was Crokies or Sifka, Ali Eldrazi are mentioning it. So a couple of the lists that will be you'll likely see in the Mythic Championship. But this is a Golos Fires of Invention mashup. So we're going to be playing pretty much in best of one. I like this deck better in best of one because you get the added advantage of a wish board with Fae of Wishes. I'm also playing this now. I know we've played a lot of Golos thus far on the channel. But with Wizards announcing the earlier ban and restricted list, there's a good chance Field of the Dead is going to be banned. So I want to get as much Golos in as possible because it's my favorite deck to play in the format. So what this deck is trying to do is combine two strategies. We have Fire of Inventions, which lets you play 2 spells per turn for free, and Golos Tireless Pilgrim, which is a ramp deck that's playing Field of the Dead, and then kind of playing the 7 mana ability to cast stuff for free. So Golos' ability also gets you to a kind of pseudo card draw. It also lets you play multiple spells per turn in multiple ways. What we have is the added advantage of Fae of Wishes Wishboard in the deck. So similar to like the Jeskai Fires list that we played during the Win Everything tournament that they had a couple weeks ago. Fae of Wishes lets us get basically any colored card, basically any non-creature spell from our sideboard. And with Fire Inventions, you can basically wish and fires the same turn. With fires out, you can wish and then play that card the same turn. So I'll go through the sideboard. We got a lot of like one-ofs that are just situationally good. The nice thing with fires too, a lot of times I play fires and then Circuitous Route in the same turn. The rest of the deck is pretty much a standard Golos deck. We are not playing Once Upon a Time because we have like the Fae package. So we have the Growth Spirals, we have the Circuitous Routes, no Arboreal Grazers in this list. We are playing Beanstalk Giant for the ramp. And I'll explain the second half of Beanstalk is kind of a combo-y play. 3 Hydroid Krasis, the Fires, 1 Time Wipe, the Golos. And then we're also playing Kenrith, the Return King. So the really cool thing with Kenrith is with the red mana ability, you can give all your creatures Trample and Haste. So you can cast the Beanstalk, give it Trample and Haste. And Beanstalk gets really big in the late game. It also makes all the zombies that you play that turn come into play. This is also an advantage of card draw and life gain. So I was playing it more for the life gain and card draw in my Jeskai variant for Jeskai Fires, but this is a good card here. So I have with this deck with no board state attacked an opponent for 39 with 3 cards left in library, so it's a pretty explosive deck when you get that going. Mana base wise, just assume a ton of lands. Notably 3 Fabled Passage with Field of the Dead makes 2 zombies. A good amount of basics because we're playing Beanstalk Giant. So not as heavy on the Gates Matter plan, but a good selection of gates here. Sideboard wise, easier if I show you this way. Legion's End for the Mirror, Unmoored Ego versus like Dance of the Manse, kind of combo-y decks. Chance of Glory is a way that we can, with our zombies, get 2 attack steps and kind of win that way. 3rd Deafening Clarion in the board. Kaya's Wrath is another unconditional board wipe. Divine Visitation is another way in the mirror to make your zombies become angels, so you can go over the top. So this is kind of a cool mirror breaker. Time Wipe, just another board wipe. Enter the God Eternals is good against more aggressive decks. The Gruul-based decks most have like 4 toughness, so they get around Clarion, so this is a way we could kind of get ahead there. Nicol Bolas is just good card advantage. Very strong threat, and it does kind of have a combo-y play. So with Nicol Bolas, if you have Nicol Bolas out with Planewide Celebration, you can proliferate Nicol Bolas and Ultimate at the same turn if you have enough phase going. So there's kind of that combo. Planar Cleansing when we need to just reset the board. Chandra against the more control-y matchups just to put a clock on them with the uptick. 2 casualties, mostly for the mirror, but good against like the Fires mirrors as well. Plain wide, it's got a whole bunch of text, useful in a lot of different matchups. And then Finale is kind of a combo way. If it's late game, we just have a lot of mana and not much going on. We can get Finale, big Finale out like Kenrith or Golos or any of our creatures, and then they can get the plus XX, especially good if we have zombies, so kind of the Craterhoof Behemoth effect. So I've been playing ranked. I'm at Platinum Tier 2, so we'll play some games there. Again, best of 1. So I'm 9-5 with the deck. I've been tweaking the sideboard along. The deck struggles against Simic Flash because they could usually get under us if they could counter the fires. Because the first few turns we are playing 1 card per turn. Grixis is 50-50. I've been able to take them out. I've also lost to them. Mono red is usually a race. It depends if we could stabilize in time. But I've bet pretty much most of the other matchups. Anything that's like a slower kind of mid-range creature, Bant Ramp, Simic Oko, we've been able to take down. So this hand's not really doing much, so we're going to mulligan because we don't have green source. I'll keep this hand here. So here, I'll keep the 6. I'm actually... So we have the red mana. So we're okay here. Because I got a Fabled Passage for a blue source, so I can Growth Spiral on 2 here. That hand would have been great. It's just a 7. Because I could Growth Spiral into Beanstalk into Golos. There was a play to put Field of the Dead back, but it's just so much better having it in our opener. Especially if we get Thought Erasured or countered. It guarantees it's in the board. So I'll have the write-up for the budget build series for Esper Dance. That will be made available on Aether Hub as soon as I get a chance to write it up. But if you just want to tune into the videos, everything's on my YouTube channel. I'm going to be playing a couple like brews right now. And then I will do Rakdos Sacrifice as the next budget build series. There's a lot of cool interactions with the cat and everything like that. Cat Oven combo is one of my favorite. So we can play something like that. I know I mentioned it, I will put the post on my YouTube channel in the community section. If you have any cool brews you'd like to see, kind of go through there. As a community, we'll kind of vote together. So if there is a deck you're interested in seeing, by all means do like it or make a comment on it. That way we can play what the viewers want to see the most. And it's a good way to kind of give back. Thanks. And kind of share some cool brews. Everyone's seen Golos at this point. I just wanted to play this before it gets banned, likely. So they have Once Upon a Time. They had it before. So this is some sort of green-black. So they probably did that. See, this is the smart way to play it. You want to make sure you have your draw steps. Go from there. So Time Wipe's nice to see there. So let's Beanstalk Giant. I need a white source here. I'll go a second Field of the Dead. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Just because it comes into play tapped, just from a tempo play. So we can see, yeah, Questing Beast. That's scary this turn. I don't have the double white here. So I am going to go get that. So we're going to have to take one more hit. So let's go Azorius Guildgate here. And then Plaza Harmony. It's likely I'll get them to commit a bit more to the board. There is the question, do we block this turn? We could bounce it back. Probably doesn't make sense here. This might also get them to overcommit to the board. Okay, so they Murderous Rider. So that's good afterwards. So here I will Time Wipe. Sets them back on mana as well. And then we'll just pass the turn. Next turn Golos, get the black source, and then we can untap and then start activating Golos. That also turns on both the Field of the Deads. have Rotting Regisar, that's fine. We can chump block that quite a bit. So, cast the Golos. Questing Beast is really the one that I'm most concerned about. So here, let's just get the Golgari Guildgate. We also have the Growth Spiral. In this matchup, I'll probably get Nicol Bolas out, to be honest. They don't have much of a board state going, and if we can start eating away at their hand and board, then it'll be quite useful. I can't do it right now, though, because we don't have fires out, and I only have 2 sources of black for Nicol Bolas. And then Rotting Regisar, they're kind of a little at a disadvantage here. So no attacks. They're playing defensive, so they do the Great Henge. And then they'll play likely... Sure. Interesting they didn't do that before combat. Oh, because Rotting Regisar is a zombie as well. That's interesting. Okay, so we got fires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this turn, I'm just going to play out the Beanstalk. It's an 8/8, so it blocks profitably here. This is a good engine for them because the card they'd have to normally discard, they'll draw a card. Okay, Questing Beast, again, that's okay. I will get the Casualties of War to blow up the Great Henge. Here I'm going to get the other Swamp. I think we take 5. That's probably a good block. Thanks for the follow, AK Mage. So here, let's go get Casualties. Cast Casualties, so target land, target creature, target artifact. So this, and we'll take them off one of their green sources. And then attacking in for 2. I do want to hold back Golos just in case they have Questing Beast. Mind you, they need a land and Questing Beast. So we pretty much have them in a lock now. Hydroid Krasis will put our life total back up. So we can Hydroid Krasis, refill our hand, and then cast something else. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Thanks for joining. We're playing a Golos Fires deck. I want to play all the broken stuff possible before it gets banned. Okay, so we have Fae here. So Fae could get Nicol Bolas, and we can start eating away at their board state. But I think we just Krasis first here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got to make sure we pay into the mana here. That'll also give us a land drop most likely. Okay, so that's actually not bad because we can do the life gain afterwards. Let's just hold back, no attacks here. Just fill up our board. Present lethal to them. And then go from there. Our life's also at 9 now, so we're not as susceptible to like questing beasts. Yeah, got him. Sweet. 1 down. Oh, I did best of 3. Oops. Did not intend to do that, but sure. In this matchup, I do want the other board wipe. I think that's it. Clarion's not as useful. Usually don't want to sideboard really that much. They'll likely bring in ways to deal with fire and to go around, so keep a... What do I take out? I wasn't planning on playing best of 3, so makes it a little bit trickier. I just want the other board wipe main. Probably just shave a Clarion. It's not as useful in this matchup. And then just go from there. They'll usually have like a couple mana dorks, but usually not a whole lot. Yeah, I will be doing more budget ones. I just wanted to play Golos Fires because I think Field of the Dead's probably going to get banned. The next one up I'm going to do is Rakdos Sacrifice. But if there's ever like archetypes or stuff like that, just let me know like comment-wise, and I can try to explore there. At the very least I can brew something, maybe not be able to do a video on everyone, but I can throw something together. So here we're going to get a green source. That will turn on Growth Spiral on 2, Field of the Dead for mana, so that we can Fae for something if need be. I'd like to see a Fires. We are missing a red source. I was planning on just doing best of ones. Part of the reason with best of one is we take advantage of the fact we don't have, like, we have a sideboard, but chances are the opponent doesn't. So in that first game you saw how we just found a bunch of useful spells. Oh! Shit. I was talking and I was supposed to take a forest. No. That was an error. That was an error. Alright, so let's play smarter now. That's the only thing about streaming sometimes. In my head, I was saying get forest. My words were, we're missing red mana. And my action was getting it for a card we didn't have. Because then we would have been able to Growth Spiral and get Golos out earlier. Okay, so sounds good. I'm probably going to lead with the Guildgate because it's guaranteed to come in. Tapped, Fabled Passage we can hold on to. If we don't draw a green source, we'll do it now. And then that sets us up for Fires, and then searching for like a Kaya's Wrath. Okay, we got Root as well, which is another nice one in case they don't present much of a board state. Because what you can usually do is fire Circuitous Route the same turn. So they once. Also being on the play helps. Ceratops isn't really that much of an issue in our deck. Like, it has the trample. But it's usually not the end of the world. Hey Quantum, how's it going? Let's take a forest this time. Okay, so we got Golos. Golos can go get field next turn. So I want a... I'm actually just going to get a black source here. And then next turn I could fire Zangolos, which sounds really sweet. So play Fires, play Golos. Thanks for the sub, AK. Hey. We're gonna get the Field of the Dead. So this, even if they have like Assassin's Trophy here, they're kind of in a situation. Do you deal with Golos, do you deal with Fires, or do you deal with the Field of the Dead? There's like a couple ways. Okay, so they go after Golos first. This could be a Ceratops coming down. I think it's just because you are one of us, the early subscribers to the channel. To be honest, with the Twitch sub stuff, I'm still trying to figure some of it out. Okay, so they likely have a land. Nico Bolas, we can plus. It starts eating away. Maybe we just go Chandra here. No, let's keep that. Let's Circuitous Route and then just Beanstalk Giant. Just get some zombies and then put a big threat and then tell them to deal with it. Because this turn I can actually block, so I can have like Nico Bolas out and then deal with them that way. If I draw land as well, I might get, yes, they have Questing Beast. I'll trade here with the Questing Beast. Oh, so they don't attack. So you know what? Let's go over the top on them. So let's Fae of Wishes. For Divine Visitation. Now we get 4/4s, so now we can block Questing Beast. And then it's white, so it blocks Ceratops. Next turn we make a bunch of Angels. This is why I love this deck. You just do like the most ridiculous things. It's basically, I'm playing EDH, but in Standard with this deck, it feels like. Like just all these like random. I've been playing Magic almost 10 years. I started with Cube that my buddy had. So that is a fine deal for me. Then I started playing like competitive Standard starting in Innistrad. And then I played through pretty much like Innistrad, Ravnica, and then Theros kind of blocks were the main ones I played. And then I kind of just played EDH a lot, like not super competitive, but still a good amount. I kind of want to Growth Spiral here. We don't have a land. They likely have like Legion's End in hand. Let's just do this. You know what, I should have probably Growth Spiraled first. See what we got. I can Fae. Let's just go Spiral here. How about yourself, AK Mage? How long have you been playing for? I think probably, yeah, so this is the one thing I was worried about, the Witch's Vengeance. We kind of overcommitted there. Maybe, probably, that's kind of in part the reason I'm playing this deck now. I'm gonna force them. They have to block here. Like Fields is just really hard unless they kind of make an announcement and like retroactively add back like Field of Ruin. It's just, it's very redundant. So we can do this for 12. So I'm gonna make sure we do it this way. Oh, do this for 10. Like, even in my Just Guy Fires list, we were playing Rebel Reading out of the Wishboard just to target it. I've played games where we've played multiple Assassin's trophies in a game and couldn't win. So, play the castle. Put a stop on our upkeep. Growth Spiral for another land. Yeah, Arena's a great tool just to learn. Like, that's why I've put out a lot of the budget decks. Been working on the budget build series. Even on, like, Reddit, we've done a lot with just helping out new players. It's fairly low cost. Like, I wouldn't be playing this many competitive standard decks. To be fair, I haven't played standards. Like, after Theros to Arena, I never played standard. I had played some modern here and there. Cool. Locked them out that way. But really hadn't done much beforehand.